My beloved, you have felt it. The trembling under your feet, the silent shifting in the atmosphere, the sense that the ground you once trusted is no longer firm. You have tried to hold on, to steady yourself with what once gave you security, but even that has started to slip through your hands. There have been moments when fear crept in without invitation. Moments when you wondered if you had somehow missed me, if you had taken a wrong turn too far back to be rescued. I know the questions that swirl in your mind when no one is looking. I see the invisible battles, the hidden weariness, the silent prayers you barely had the strength to whisper. And today, I am speaking to the deepest places inside of you. Don't fear. Don't fear the shaking. Don't fear the unknown stretching out before you. Don't fear the unraveling of what you thought you needed. I am in the midst of it all, and I am making everything new. You were never meant to build your life on foundations that could crumble. You were never meant to anchor your identity to titles, relationships, achievements, or the fragile acceptance of men. That is why I am removing what cannot remain. I'm not punishing you. I'm protecting you. I'm tearing down what you thought was necessary so that you can stand freely in what is truly eternal. You have asked me for more purpose, more clarity, more of me. And this is my answer. Not through comfort, not through predictability, but through transformation. I am breaking cycles you did not even realize were chaining you. I am silencing lies that have echoed for generations in your family line. I am lifting the heavy garments of shame, fear, and striving from your shoulders and clothing you instead with garments of freedom and fire. You are standing on the edge of something unprecedented. What I am birthing through you will not look like anything you have seen before. You cannot measure it by past seasons or by the experiences of others. You cannot compare the path I have carved for you with the paths of those around you. I am doing something original, something untamed, something miraculous in your life. And yes, it will cost you. It will cost you the need for control. It will cost you the comfort of familiar but broken places. It will cost you the pride of understanding every step. But what you will gain will eclipse every sacrifice. You will gain a new mind, a new heart, a new authority, a new name in the spirit. You will see with new eyes and walk with a new power. I am not just rearranging your circumstances. I am reconstructing you from the inside out. This is why you have felt so much pressure. This is why you have been misunderstood, misrepresented, overlooked, even abandoned. I have been stripping away layers that could not cross into the destiny I have ordained for you. I have been removing the noise so that you could hear the unmistakable sound of my voice calling you forward. Listen carefully. The enemy has tried to convince you that you are losing everything. But in truth, you are being positioned to receive more than you dared to believe was possible. The very areas where you have felt the greatest loss are the places where my power is about to break in the most violently. I am not a God of partial restoration. I am the God who makes all things new. And I am not asking you to understand the process. I am asking you to trust the one who holds it all. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are not disqualified. You are chosen, sealed, appointed, and anointed. You have been carved out by my own hand for a purpose that stretches beyond what your mind can currently comprehend. The enemy has whispered lies into your heart, trying to convince you that your mistakes have altered your destiny, that your failures have disqualified you from the promises I have spoken. But I tell you today, nothing can cancel what I have decreed over your life. Not your past, not your pain, not even your own doubts. My word over you is final. And my gifts and callings are irrevocable. Even in your weakness, I have been strong. Even in your wandering, I have been faithful. Even in your silence, I have been speaking louder than the noise of your fears. I have not changed my mind about you. I have not reduced my promises to match your current situation. I am still the God who finishes what he starts. I am still the God who calls dead things to life and brings beauty out of ashes. Lift your head, beloved. Shake off the dust of disappointment and delay. Let go of the shame that tries to cling to your shoulders. You were not created to live bowed under the weight of what went wrong. You were created to stand in the radiance of what is being made right. I am breathing life into the places that felt beyond hope. I am restoring not only what was lost, but what was stolen, delayed, and forgotten. I am redeeming the years the locusts have eaten. I am causing a harvest to rise from ground that others said was barren. I am commanding life to spring up from the ruins. This is the hour when graves turn into gardens, when mourning is traded for dancing, when captivity breaks and freedom reigns. I am not giving you fragments of what was. I am handing you the fullness of what I always intended. You must understand, beloved, that newness always comes with birth pains. Transformation is not a painless process. It stretches. It tears. It demands a surrender of what is known for the sake of what is better. But you're not enduring this in vain. Every struggle, every tear, every moment of wrestling in the dark has been doing a deeper work in you than you realize. You have been learning to lean on me, to trust not in what you see, but in who I am. You have been learning to hear my voice even when every other sound fades away. You have been trained in the hidden places for the battles that others will see, and soon they will see. Not because you sought recognition, but because I am revealing my work in you to display my glory, not your strength. Do not despise the days of small beginnings. Do not despise the hidden seasons, the quiet years, the unnoticed obedience. Every yes you have whispered in the dark is about to break forth into visible fruit. Every seed you planted in faith is about to produce a harvest that will testify to my faithfulness. This is not about your name being made great. This is about my name being glorified through your story, the story the enemy tried to abort, the story life tried to silence, the story your own fears tried to edit. I am rewriting it with my own hand, and the ending will be greater than the beginning. The laughter will be louder than the mourning. The joy will be deeper than the sorrow. The breakthrough will be sweeter because of the battles you survived to get here. Beloved, you are not too late. You have not missed your moment. What I have prepared for you has been reserved with your name on it. No one else can take your place. No one else can carry your assignment. No one else can live the life I designed uniquely for you. Your obedience, even when it felt small, has moved heaven. Your faith, even when it felt fragile, has shifted things in the spirit you cannot yet see. I have seen you when no one else did. I have celebrated victories that no one else noticed, and I am proud of you, my child. I am not ashamed of your process. I am not disappointed in your journey. I have delighted in watching you grow, stumble, rise, fall, and rise again. Every step has mattered. Every battle has built strength. Every tear has watered the soil of your destiny. So take heart. Breathe deep. Step forward without fear. You are walking into the fulfillment of what you have carried inside for so long. The shaking was not the end. It was the preparation. The fire was not your destruction. It was your refining. The silence was not abandonment. It was invitation. An invitation to hear me more clearly, to trust me more deeply, to walk with me more intimately. You are not standing on the edge of disaster. You are standing on the edge of destiny. The invisible foundations have been laid. The hidden work has been completed. The appointed time is now. I am making everything new, and you will see it with your own eyes. I have seen the heaviness you have carried, the unspoken burdens, the silent questions that pressed against your faith when no one else was looking. I have walked with you through the silent seasons, the long nights where answers seemed a world away. I have not been distant in your struggle. I have been closer than your breath, whispering truth into the spaces fear tried to occupy. You have not disappointed me. You have not failed me. You are not a burden to my heart. You are the delight of my affection. I did not choose you because you were perfect, and I will not forsake you because you feel broken. My love is not fragile, nor is it conditional. It was never based on your performance, and it will not falter based on your feelings. You are mine not by accident but by design. You are mine not temporarily, but eternally. Even in the moments you questioned your own worth, I affirmed it with my unchanging voice. Even when you saw only weakness, I saw the seeds of greatness I planted in you before time began. Even when you wanted to retreat, I called you forward because I know who you truly are. The you that you have barely dared to believe exists. You are not the sum of your failures. You are not defined by your worst days. You are not trapped by the opinions of others or the labels of your past. You are my beloved child, called by name, equipped with everything necessary to fulfill the destiny I have spoken over you. I am inviting you deeper, not because you have earned your place, but because you have always belonged. I am calling you into places of greater trust, not to test your strength, but to reveal my strength within you. I am leading you into spaces where you will no longer have to strive for what I have already given freely. You were never meant to labor for acceptance. You were created to live from the place of being fully loved, fully chosen, fully known. The invitation I extend is not one of performance, but of presence. I am not demanding more effort. I am offering more intimacy. I am not seeking your perfection. I am drawing you closer to my heart where all striving ceases and true transformation begins. Trust my voice in this season. Trust the stirring you feel even when you cannot see the full picture. Trust the doors I close as much as the ones I open. Trust that I know how to complete what I have started in you. Trust that I am better at being God than you are at being in control. Your role is not to understand every step, but to trust the one who orders each one. Your role is not to predict the outcome, but to remain faithful in the process. I am building in you a resilience that is not rooted in human willpower but in divine surrender. I am cultivating in you a strength that the world cannot explain because it is born not from striving but from resting in who I am. I am not ashamed of your weakness. I am not intimidated by your questions. I am not moved away from you by your confusion. I move closer still because I am a father who runs toward his children, not away. I am a redeemer who loves to bring life from what seemed beyond repair. I am the author who is not finished writing your story, and today I am speaking softly but surely to your heart. Come closer. Don't let fear keep you at a distance. Don't let shame build walls that were never meant to exist between us. I am here, I have always been here, and I am not going anywhere. The journey ahead will not be marked by striving but by resting in my promises. It will not be defined by anxiety but by trust. It will not be filled with frantic motion, but with steady steps led by my spirit. I am the shepherd who knows how to lead you through the valleys and into the mountaintops. I am the comforter who sits with you in the dark until the dawn breaks. I am the father who rejoices over you with singing even when you cannot hear the melody yet. You are my joy. You are my beloved. And my plans for you are not fragile, uncertain, or at risk. They are as steady and sure as the one who spoke the stars into existence and calls them by name. Come closer. Trust my heart even when you do not understand my hand. Trust that I am good even when the path feels unclear. Trust that I am with you, for I have promised never to leave you nor forsake you. Rest, beloved. Rest in the certainty of my love. Rest in the assurance that I am making everything new, not just around you, but within you where it matters most. You have wondered why I allowed the pain. You have searched for reasons, trying to fit the pieces together in a way that would make sense, hoping to find comfort in explanations. But beloved, understand this. The pain was not the punishment. It was the preparation. I have never delighted in your suffering, but I have allowed it to shape you in ways that comfort never could. Pain has a way of stripping away the illusions you once leaned on, exposing the foundations that were never strong enough to hold your destiny. It reveals where your trust was placed in things, in people, in outcomes, and invites you to build upon the rock that will never be shaken. Even my own son, when he walked the earth, was perfected through suffering, not because he lacked anything, but because suffering produced a depth, a compassion, and authority that could not come through any other way. You are following in his footsteps, not just in glory, but also in endurance. You are learning to carry the weight of my presence without collapsing under it. You are being prepared to steward promises that demand a character forged in the fires of trial. There were wounds that you received, not because I was absent, but because I was present, holding you even as the breaking came. There were betrayals that I allowed not to destroy you, but to teach you discernment, to teach you how to hear my voice above the clamor of man's approval. There were delays that I orchestrated not to frustrate you, but to mature you, to teach you that timing in my kingdom is not dictated by urgency, but by readiness. Every tear you shed watered the seeds of your future. Every battle you fought carved deeper wells for my spirit to fill. Every night you spent wrestling with questions built altars where my glory would one day descend. You have seen pain as something to survive, but I see it as the soil where your destiny has been planted. Without the breaking of the seed, there can be no growth. Without the crushing of the olive, there can be no oil. Without the pressing of the grapes, there can be no wine. In the hidden places where no one else saw, I was shaping you into a vessel that could carry more than blessing. A vessel that could carry glory. I was enlarging your capacity for joy, resilience, hope, and faith. You thought you were losing, but you were gaining treasures that cannot be stolen by time, circumstance, or enemy hands. Do not curse the seasons of pain. Do not despise the roads that led through valleys of shadow, for it is there, in the low places, that I revealed myself to you in ways the mountaintops could not. It is in the breaking that you learned my voice, my character, my heart. It is in the sorrow that you discovered a joy that is not dependent on circumstances. It is in the weakness that you encountered a strength that is not your own. I have been with you in every step, not as a distant observer, but as an intimate guide, a faithful father, a wounded healer who knows every contour of human grief, and who walks through it with you, never leaving your side. The story of your life is not a story of defeat, but of overcoming. It is not a story of abandonment, but of deeper adoption. You are not marked by your scars. You are marked by my love. The wounds you carry are not signs of failure, but of battles survived with honor. They are the proof that you stayed when it would have been easier to run, that you believed when it would have been easier to quit, that you trusted when it would have been easier to turn away. And now, those very places where you bled will become the places where others find healing. The anointing that is resting upon you is not cheap. It has been bought through the currency of perseverance and faith. I am redeeming it all. Nothing you endured was wasted. Nothing you survived will be forgotten. I am weaving every moment, every heartbreak, every delay into a tapestry that will proclaim my faithfulness for generations to come. And you, my beloved, will stand not as a survivor, but as a testimony. A living proof that I am the God who turns mourning into dancing, sorrow into joy, ashes into beauty. The pain was real, but my promises are more real still. And what I prepared on the other side of this process will cause you to say with full heart, it was worth it. Every tear, every trial, every unseen battle, it was worth it. The time you have been sensing, the shift you have felt stirring deep within your spirit is not your imagination. It is the quiet announcement of a new era breaking forth. Heaven has been moving even when the earth remains still. What I have been orchestrating behind the veil is now about to be revealed. You will see doors open that you did not even know existed. You will witness alignments so precise that you will know they could have only been crafted by my hand. Where there was once confusion, there will be clarity. Where there was once delay, there will be acceleration. Where there was once barrenness, there will be overflow. I am not merely changing your surroundings. I am transforming the atmosphere around your life to align with my promises. I've been speaking in whispers during the long nights, embedding hope into your spirit even when your mind could not fully grasp it. Now I'm raising the volume. Now I'm amplifying the signs for those who have the eyes to see and the ears to hear. Watch carefully. Listen attentively. What once seemed random will suddenly take on divine meaning. Conversations will confirm what I have spoken in secret. Opportunities will arise that no man could have arranged. Resources will appear from unexpected places. My hand will be undeniable. And the very areas where you once only saw closed doors and dead ends will become corridors of destiny. I am bringing divine realignments. Some connections will fade away without warning, not as a punishment but as a preservation. Some opportunities will dry up not as rejection but as redirection. Do not cling to what I'm removing. Trust the pruning, for it is making room for the abundance that is coming. You have been faithful with little and now I'm trusting you with much. The tables are turning, beloved. The season of hiddenness is giving way to a season of manifestation. The prayers you sowed in tears are about to be reaped with shouts of joy. Signs will follow you. Signs of my presence. Signs of my favor, signs of my promises unfolding before your very eyes. Dreams that once felt distant will begin to stir awake. Ideas that once seemed impossible will find sudden traction. Gifts within you that had been lying dormant will be ignited with fresh fire. There will be a divine ease in areas where there was once only striving. There will be grace for doors you once tried to force open in your own strength. You will not need to manipulate or strive to make things happen. You will simply need to walk in step with me, trusting that what I have begun I will also complete. The signs of this new season will not be marked by chaos, but by peace. My peace will be the umpire of your heart. When you feel my peace settle on a decision, trust it. When you sense my peace lifting, pause and seek me further. I am teaching you not just to recognize open doors, but to discern which ones carry my breath upon them. Not every opportunity is from me, but the ones I have prepared for you will be unmistakable. They will carry the fragrance of heaven and the weight of my glory. I am not a God of halfway blessings. I am not a father who teases his children with promises he does not intend to fulfill. Every word I have spoken over your life has been saturated with my faithfulness. I have not forgotten a single promise. I have not missed a single prayer. I have been moving even when you could not see. And now the movements of heaven will invade your reality in undeniable ways. Do not fear the unfamiliar. Do not resist the new wine I'm pouring. Embrace the stretching, for it is making room for more than you ever dreamed was possible. Lift your eyes and see. The fields are white for harvest. The time you have been prepared for is now. The manifestation of what has long been hidden is at hand. What was once invisible will soon stand before you in full view, and you will know without a shadow of a doubt. The Lord has done this. Now that I have set before you the door, I am calling you to walk through it with unwavering trust. Faith is not merely believing when the evidence is visible. It is choosing to move forward when everything around you tempts you to stay still. I am inviting you into a lifestyle of faith, not a momentary leap, but a continual daily walk where each step is an act of worship, each decision a declaration that you believe my word more than your fears. This is not about striving to impress me. This is about aligning your heart with my rhythm, listening for my whisper above the noise, and responding with obedience even when you do not yet see the outcome. You will not build this new season on the emotions of yesterday. You will not sustain this new territory with old mindsets. This is why I am teaching you to be deliberate with your focus. Guard your heart, for it is the wellspring of your life. Guard your thoughts, for they are the seeds of your actions. Fix your eyes not on the shifting circumstances, but on me, the author and perfecter of your faith. When anxiety tries to rise, bring it before me in prayer. When confusion clouds your mind, seek my wisdom rather than rushing into solutions crafted by fear. I am not calling you to navigate this newness alone. I am offering to walk every step with you, to counsel you with my spirit, to steady you with my hand. Begin each day with me. Before you reach for anything else, reach for my presence. Let my words be the first ones that frame your morning. Let my spirit be the first voice you listen to before the demands of the world begin to clamor for your attention. I am not asking for elaborate rituals. I am asking for genuine communion. Even 5 minutes of surrendered heart can do more to align your steps than hours spent moving without direction. Consistency will mark this season. Not perfection, but consistent returning. Consistent choosing me above the noise, consistent surrender even in small moments. Do not despise small beginnings of obedience. The seemingly insignificant steps you take in faith will become the foundation stones for greater things. Choose to forgive even when you feel justified in your anger. Choose to speak life even when your emotions rage otherwise. Choose to believe the best when your mind tempts you toward suspicion. Every choice matters. Every decision to align with my spirit rather than your flesh builds strength within you. You are forming the character necessary to carry the weight of the promises I am releasing into your hands. Sensitivity to my spirit will be your guide. There will be moments when the path looks clear in human eyes, yet I will prompt you to wait. Honor those promptings. Trust my timing above your understanding. There will be invitations that seem good but are not God-ordained. Walk close enough to my heart that you can discern the difference. There will be battles where your greatest weapon will not be louder prayers, but quieter trust. This is a season where peace will become your compass and obedience your strategy. Remember, beloved, you were never called to walk by sight, but by faith. Faith is not blindness. It is seeing through the lens of my promises instead of the limitations of your circumstances. Faith is not pretending. There are no obstacles. It's declaring that the obstacles are opportunities for my glory to be revealed. As you move forward, you will feel the resistance that always comes with new ground. Do not mistake resistance for a closed door. Often the greatest battles come right before the greatest breakthroughs. Press in. Persevere. Speak my word over your life. Even when your feelings contradict it. Worship in the waiting. Praise in the pressing. Keep your heart tender and your spirit steadfast. I am training you not merely to experience breakthrough, but to sustain it. I am equipping you not merely to taste victory, but to live in it daily. What I am building in you is not a momentary triumph, but a lifetime of overcoming. And it starts with small, faithful steps, one obedient moment at a time, one surrendered decision at a time, one whisper of trust louder than the roar of doubt. You are not building alone. You are building with me. And what we are building together cannot be shaken. My child, you have carried identities that I never placed upon you. You have worn garments of shame, insecurity, rejection, and fear, believing they somehow belong to you. But today I am removing every false name, every distorted label, every broken identity that life, people, and the enemy tried to fasten onto your soul. You are not what happened to you. You are not the failures you experienced. You are not the mistakes you regret. You are not the wounds you carry. You are mine, and who you are is rooted not in your experiences but in my eternal word over your life. I call you chosen. I call you beloved. I call you redeemed. I call you victorious. You have been sealed with my spirit, marked by my promises, anointed with purpose that cannot be revoked. You were formed with intention, crafted with care, and breathed into existence by the same hands that set the stars in their place. Every lie that has told you otherwise, that you are less, that you are forgotten, that you are inadequate, is being broken now by the weight of my truth. I have never seen you through the lens of your shortcomings. I have always seen you through the lens of Christ's finished work. When I look at you, I see righteousness. I see strength. I see beauty. I see destiny fulfilled. You have allowed your worth to be measured by the shifting opinions of people, by the fluctuating circumstances around you. But your value was set before the foundations of the world, and it was sealed at the cross. Nothing you do can diminish it. Nothing you face can cancel it. Nothing you feel can alter it. You are treasured beyond comprehension, loved beyond measure, guarded beyond what you realize. I have set my seal upon you, and I will not allow the voices of the past to define your future. Today, I am silencing the accusations. Today, I am severing the chains of comparison, self-condemnation, and fear of inadequacy. Today, I am restoring the song of confidence within you, the unshakable assurance that you are who I say you are. There is a strength within you that has not yet been fully seen, but it will emerge in the days ahead. There is a fire I have placed inside you that will not be quenched by trials or intimidation. You will walk not with timidity, but with authority. You will speak not from a place of striving, but from a place of identity. You will move not by reaction to fear, but by response to my Spirit's leading. You are not a survivor scraping through the ruins. You are a son, a daughter, a carrier of glory, an heir to promises that are yes and amen in me. The insecurity that once paralyzed you is being dismantled by the revelation of my presence within you. Lift your head. Straighten your shoulders. You are not a prisoner of what was. You are a pioneer of what will be. You are not defined by the wilderness you have walked through, but by the promised land you are stepping into. You are not the sum of your battles, but the testimony of my victory manifest in flesh and blood. I am restoring your sight to see yourself the way I have always seen you, whole, radiant, courageous, destined. I am placing a new robe on your shoulders, the robe of my favor. I am placing a ring on your finger, the seal of my authority. I am commissioning you afresh to walk boldly into all that I have prepared, no longer hindered by the chains of yesterday. Receive this restoration. Let it settle into the deepest parts of your being. Let it rewrite the inner narratives that have long held you captive. Let my truth drown out every lie that ever took root in your heart. You are not who the world said you were. You are not who your failures tried to convince you you became. You are who I say you are, and I call you free. I call you whole. I call you mighty. I call you mine. Beloved, as you step into this new season, your ability to walk in the fullness of what I have prepared will not be determined by your strength, but by your connection to my heart. I am inviting you to cultivate a deeper intimacy with me, to establish rhythms of communion that are not built on duty but on desire. Make room for me in the sacred spaces of your daily life. Let prayer become the atmosphere you breathe, not confined to a list of requests, but expanding into a continuous dialogue with the one who knows you better than you know yourself. Speak to me in the early hours when the world is still silent. Listen for my voice as you go about your ordinary moments. Allow your heart to remain open to my whispers, for I am a God who delights in the details, a father who walks closely with his children. Anchor yourself in my word. Let Scripture become the food that nourishes your spirit, the light that guides your path, the sword that defends your mind against the lies of the enemy. Do not treat my word as a ritual to be performed, but as a conversation to be entered, a place where my spirit breathes fresh life into ancient truth. Come to my word expecting encounter. Approach it not as a box to be checked, but as a living well from which you draw strength, wisdom, and revelation. In the pages of my word you will find the strategies for your battles, the answers to your questions, the reassurance for your weary heart. Make my voice through Scripture louder than the voices of culture, louder than the voices of fear, louder than the voices of your own doubts. Guard your attitude, for attitude is the posture of your heart before me. Walk in humility, recognizing that every good thing comes from my hand. Walk in gratitude, choosing to thank me not only for what has been fulfilled, but for what is yet unseen. Gratitude will keep your heart tender and your eyes clear. Bitterness will cloud your vision. but gratitude will sharpen it. Even when days feel heavy, lift up a sacrifice of praise, for praise breaks chains you cannot see and shifts atmospheres you do not even realize you are carrying. Carry an attitude of expectancy, not entitlement. Expect me to move, not because you deserve it, but because you know my nature. Expect to see my goodness, even when circumstances resist. Expect the fulfillment of promises, because my word never returns void. Stay teachable, remain flexible in my hands. There will be moments when I will stretch you beyond your comfort, when I will call you to trust in ways you have not yet experienced. Do not resist my stretching, for it is enlarging your capacity to carry greater glory. Remain in a posture of yieldedness, willing to be led even when the way is unfamiliar. When you do not understand, lean into my wisdom rather than your own understanding. When you feel weak, lean into my strength rather than striving to produce your own. Cultivate stillness in my presence. In a world driven by noise and hurry, choose to slow down and make space for me. You will hear my guidance most clearly not in the rush, but in the quiet. You will sense my leading not in the frenzy of activity, but in the calm of surrender. Take time to sit with me without an agenda, to linger without rushing, to worship without striving for a result. It is in these moments that I will reveal strategies for the days ahead. Unlock mysteries you have been carrying in your spirit, and breathe new life into areas that have felt dry and dormant. Surround yourself with community that sharpens your faith, not dulls it. Choose voices that point you back to me, relationships that water your purpose instead of draining it. You were not created to walk this journey alone. The battles you will face will require the encouragement of others who carry my spirit and my truth. Do not isolate yourself in pride or fear. Open your life to those I send, and discern wisely whom you allow into the inner chambers of your heart. Above all, remember that intimacy with me is the source of your authority. It is not your knowledge, your charisma, or your abilities that will sustain you. It is your nearness to me, your sensitivity to my spirit, your unwavering reliance on my voice. As you seek me first, all other things will fall into place. As you prioritize my presence above everything else, you will find yourself walking in doors you did not have to force open, carrying peace into places of chaos, and moving with a confidence that does not come from yourself, but from the certainty of being led by your shepherd. Beloved, this is the foundation I am establishing in you. A life anchored in intimacy, sustained by surrender, and marked by unshakable faith. Build upon it daily, and you will not be moved when the storms come. You will stand, not because of your own strength, but because your roots will run deep into the everlasting arms of the one who called you, who keeps you, and who finishes what he began. My child, hear me clearly today. The shift you have been praying for is no longer a distant hope. It is already in motion. The prayers you thought had gone unnoticed have been collected in the of heaven, and they are tipping over. The season of waiting is breaking under the weight of fulfillment. The winds have already changed direction, and what you feel in your spirit, that stirring, that holy unrest, that rising expectancy, is the evidence that manifestation is drawing near. You are standing at the threshold, not of another cycle of disappointment, but of divine appointment. I am doing what only I can do. I am making a way where there was none. I am opening doors that no human hand could open, and closing those that were never meant to carry you. This is the moment where prayers turn into reality, where whispered promises become undeniable encounters. Watch carefully, for even in the coming days, signs will increase. You will hear confirmations in conversations you didn't initiate. You will see glimpses of what I have prepared appearing in small but undeniable ways. Pay attention to the alignments I am orchestrating. Pay attention to the sudden peace that settles over decisions that once caused turmoil. My spirit is marking your steps with precision. This is not the time to shrink back in fear. This is not the time to second-guess what I have placed within you. Step forward with holy confidence, knowing that you are walking into promises sealed by my own hand. There will be sudden shifts. Situations that seemed immovable will suddenly turn. Battles you have fought for years will suddenly break open. Opportunities that were locked tight will suddenly swing wide. Relationships that drained and distracted you will fall away without struggle. New doors of influence, provision, and purpose will open so naturally that you will know it could only have been me. Prepare your heart, beloved, not for survival, but for overflow. Prepare your spirit not for another season of striving, but for walking in promises realized. Do not be surprised when things accelerate quickly. You have been conditioned to expect delay because of past disappointments, but I'm telling you now, this time is different. This time is marked by my timing, not by human limitation. What took others years will happen in moments for you, not because you are better, but because you are positioned. You have allowed me to do the deep, hidden work. You have surrendered when it would have been easier to resist. You have chosen obedience when it cost you everything. And now I am honoring that posture with open heavens. There will be moments when it will feel overwhelming, not because of the pressure of striving, but because of the magnitude of my blessing. Stay rooted, stay surrendered, stay available. I am not pouring out increase for your comfort, but for my kingdom. Steward it well. Hold my gifts with open hands, always willing to release or multiply according to my leading. You will be a carrier of my presence into places that have long been dry and barren. You will be a vessel through which healing, hope, and restoration flow freely. This is the season where you will testify, the Lord has done this, and it is marvelous in my eyes. You will see promises that once seemed impossible manifest before you. You will walk in answered prayers so complete that you will forget the pain of the waiting. And it will not come by your might or your strength, but by my Spirit alone. I am hastening the fulfillment, for the time to favor you has come. Hold nothing back. Move with me in boldness. Dream with me without limits. Trust me without fear. The change is not coming. The change is already here. Open your eyes. Open your heart. Receive the newness I have prepared. The best you have dared to imagine is still only a glimpse of what I am about to reveal. My child, even now, my Spirit is drawing near, not with condemnation, not with accusations, but with a tenderness that transcends every wound you have ever carried. I am not standing at a distance waiting for you to earn your way into my presence. I am stepping into the places where you thought you had to hide, into the rooms of your heart you locked away long ago. There is no fear in my love. There is no shame in my embrace. Bring me your broken pieces. Bring me your unfinished stories. Bring me your secret fears and your silent regrets. I am not afraid of your humanity. I am not repelled by your weakness. I come as a healer, as a comforter, as the breath of life that revives what you thought was too far gone. Let my Spirit touch the places no hand has ever reached. Let me breathe life into the dreams you buried out of disappointment. Let me awaken hope where only numbness remained. You do not need to strive to be worthy of this encounter. You only need to be willing. Open the doors you have kept closed for fear of what would be exposed. Open the wounds you have tried to heal on your own. I do not come to shame you for your scars. I come to sanctify them. I do not come to erase your story. I come to redeem it so completely that even the places that once caused you pain will become testimonies of my power. Receive my Spirit now, not as a distant concept, but as a tangible reality. Feel the weight of despair lifting. Feel the chains of fear snapping under the authority of my voice. Feel the river of living water rising within you, washing away the residue of old battles, cleansing the debris of former seasons. I am not offering you temporary relief. I am offering you complete renewal. I am not patching up your brokenness. I am making you whole from the inside out. You will not leave this encounter the same. You will not walk forward carrying the same heaviness that tried to define you. I am exchanging your ashes for beauty, your mourning for dancing, your spirit of despair for a garment of praise. Let my Spirit minister to the places words cannot reach. Where anxiety once gripped your heart, my peace will now rule. Where bitterness once took root, my love will now flourish. Where fear once built walls, my joy will now break forth like rivers in the desert. I am not just healing what was wounded. I am restoring what was stolen. I am returning to you the years you thought were lost. I am redeeming the moments you thought were wasted. Nothing is beyond my ability to renew. Nothing is too broken for my touch. As you yield, you will feel my presence intensify, not in a way that overwhelms you, but in a way that breathes life into your spirit. My Spirit will guide your thoughts, realign your desires, and sharpen your vision. You will think differently because you will see differently. You will desire differently because your heart will beat in rhythm with mine. This is not self-improvement. This is transformation. This is not behavior modification. This is resurrection life flowing through you, changing you from glory to glory. Beloved, you were created to live filled, not empty. You were designed to overflow, not to run dry. I am filling you now with fresh oil, fresh fire, fresh clarity, and fresh strength. You are not being restored to who you were before the pain. You are being raised up into something greater than you have ever known. You're being equipped not just to survive, but to thrive. Not just to heal, but to heal others. not just to walk free, but to lead others into freedom. Take this moment. Breathe me in deeply. Let my spirit rest upon you. Let my love saturate you beyond the surface and into the marrow of your being. You are not alone. You are not abandoned. You are embraced by a love that does not weaken, by a grace that does not run dry, by a spirit who will never leave you the same. The transformation has begun, and it will not be reversed. What I have started, I will finish. My child, the old has truly passed away, and behold, I am making all things new. You are not walking into a recycled season, but into an unprecedented unfolding of my promises. You are stepping not in weakness, but in power. Not in fear, but in faith. Not in striving, but in sonship. Every seed sown in secret will now bear visible fruit. Every silent prayer will now echo with fulfillment. Every unseen sacrifice will now shine under the light of my favor. You have not labored in vain. You have not endured for nothing. I have seen it all, and I am rewarding your faithfulness with a harvest beyond what you dared to imagine. Go now, clothed in new authority. Go now, carrying the fragrance of my spirit. Go now, knowing that you are not stepping into uncertainty, but into a future sealed by my own hand. Move without fear, for I am the God who goes before you and behind you. Speak without hesitation, for my words are in your mouth. Love without reservation, for you carry the very heartbeat of heaven within you. You are a living testimony that I am faithful. You are a walking evidence that my promises never fail. Rise, beloved, step forward. The season of waiting is over. The new has come, and it bears my signature. You are ready because I have made you ready. You are equipped because I have equipped you. You are chosen, appointed, anointed for such a time as this. Nothing will be able to stand against what I have established. No weapon formed against you will prosper. Every tongue that rises against you in judgment you will condemn. For this is the heritage of the servants of the Lord. Move forward with boldness. Move forward with expectation. Move forward with joy. I am with you. I am for you. I am moving through you. And what you are about to walk into will cause you to lift your hands in awe and declare, "The Lord has done this, and it is marvelous in our eyes." Amen. My child, if this word has awakened something within you, do not let it stay silent. Share what you have received, for there are many standing in the dark, waiting for a spark of hope. Release what I have poured into you and watch it multiply. Stay near to my voice. Stay anchored in my presence and move forward with boldness. I am with you and through you. I will awaken many. If you felt peace and blessings through this video, please share it with your loved ones, and subscribe to the channel God Message today to continue walking together on this journey of faith. May God bless you every day.